Israel is an apartheid state. It is just like South Africa. South Africa was completely transformed into a land of equality and justice. So should Israel.
In South Africa, an apartheid was a policy or system of segregation or discrimination on grounds of race. And reasons why Israel is not an apartheid is because all the people living in Israel have full equal rights. And in 1953, the Bantu Education Act was passed, which was a South African segregation law which legalized several aspects of the apartheid system. And its major provision was enforcing racially separate education facilities. And Arabs and Israelis also receive same medical treatments in hospitals, and in South Africa, non-whites had separate amenities. And Israeli Arabs have their own political parties in the Knesset, some of whom are Israel's harshest critics. Arab citizens are allowed to seek redress through courts and government if they feel they have been wronged. Arabs in Israel have more fundamental rights than other Islamic and Arab countries in the Middle East. And in Israel, there are about 1.6 million Arab citizens integrated within the Israeli society. Therefore, it's not an apartheid. If Israel wants peace so badly, then why does the government keep on building settlements in the contested areas? The fact that new settlements continue to expand and be built proves that Israel does not want peace and never wanted peace in the first place. You can't build settlements in a place that you will eventually need to give back if there is peace, and then you say you want peace.
There is proof that we've been in those lands for hundreds of years, and also sometimes there is political reasons as to why Israel is building in the Palestinian lands. Sure, Palestinians are employ violent resistance, but can you blame them? Wouldn't you be a youth violence if you grew up in the conditions that the Palestinians are in each and every day? If Israel would only give Palestinians what they want, violence would end and the world would be a much safer place.
So there is a ongoing American-mediated peace process called Oslo, and it makes an effort to broker a peace treaty between the Israelis and Palestinians, and the goal is a final status agreement, which would establish a Palestinian state in Gaza and the West Bank in exchange for Palestinians agreeing to permanently end attacks on Israeli targets, often called the Land for Peace. So the general Land for Peace framework remains the dominant American and international approach to resolving the conflict. And the Bush administration pushed its own update on this peace agreement called the Roadmap. And the Obama administration made the peace process a significant foreign policy priority. But the Trump administration has not formally abandoned this formula, but has yet to take any significant actions to it. But any successful peace initiative would need to resolve the four core issues that have plagued the peace process, which are the West Bank borders and settlements, Israeli security, Palestinian refugees, and Jerusalem. So far there's been little success and there is major conflict to any agreement. So some of the major conflicts is that Israel continues to expand West Bank settlements, which Palestinians see as a way to erase the Palestine state completely. And another one is that the Palestinians remain politically divided and are unable to negotiate together. So even if it worked, Israel still has shown zero indication that it would negotiate with a government that includes Hamas. If Israel is such a democratic state, then how come it will allow all Jews in the world a right of return with immediate citizenship, but it will not allow all Palestinians a right of return with immediate citizenship?
If Israel allowed every Palestinian to come back to Israel with immediate citizenship, then Israel would not be considered a Jewish state any longer. Considering that there are so many Muslim countries and only one Jewish country, then Palestinians can live anywhere and be in peace. So many Jewish people in 2019 are being targeted for being Jewish. Also, most do not want to live in peace with the Israelis. They'd rather just kick the Israelis out. Why should we boycott a country that is violating human rights each and every day? Israel is using its power to hurt people, and when any country uses power to hurt the civilian population, then that country needs to be criticized and protested against. Today I'm protesting Israel, tomorrow I'll protest China.
So the Israeli government continues to enforce severe and discriminatory restrictions on Palestinian human rights, such as restricting the movement of people and goods in and out of the Gaza Strip and facilitate the unlawful transfer of Israeli citizens to settlements in the occupied West Bank. And punitive measures taken by the Palestinian Authority have made the situation worse with the humanitarian crisis in Gaza caused by the closure enforced by Israel, and the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank and Hamas in Gaza escalated punishments on dissent, arbitrarily arresting critics and abusing those in their custody. And why Israel first? Like, why not China first? The Chinese government, which already oversees one of the strictest online censorship rules in the world, limited the provision of censorship circumvention tools and strengthened ideological control over education and mass media. And the schools and state media incessantly solicit the supremacy of the Chinese Communist Party and increasingly of the president as their core leader. So much of the Jewish story is about being slaves in Egypt and oppressing others. And here are the Israelis doing just that, oppressing people and making them live like slaves. How can you say you are Jewish and be part of a people that allows this kind of human rights abuse?
There is no abuse going on in these lands. The Palestinians attack first, which causes the IDF, Israel Defense Force, to then protect their lands. The actual definition of a slave is someone who is the legal property of another and is forced to obey them. Okay. Israel can't be a Jewish state and a democracy. Either Israel denies citizenship to all those who are Arab, and by doing so remains a Jewish state, or Israel allows all to vote, and then Israel will become a Palestinian state. Which do you think should happen?
I think that Israel should deny citizenship to all those who are Arab and remain a Jewish state. A Jewish state is a characterization of the nation state of Israel as a sovereign homeland of Jewish people, and modern Israel came into existence on May 14th of 1948 as the homeland for the Jewish people. And there are currently about 6.9 million Jews in Israel, including the Palestinian territories, compared to about 5.8 million Arabs. So they're quite even. If Israel would only end the occupation, so much of the anger and animosity about Israel from the rest of the world would go away.
The anger and animosity will never go away. Palestinians want Israel to crumble. In the past, there has been ideas of two-state solutions, and the Palestinians always shut it down.